Hey guys, before watching this video, I just wanted to mention that this video is a sort of part 2 to my already highly edited, scripted, very funny video about making Plants vs Zombies in Minecraft. So if you happen to stumble upon this video because it's new and you just wanted to see the basic process with funny edits and a little bit more editing, then click this video right here to check out that video instead. I promise you won't regret it. With that said, this is a little bit more of an advanced video, so yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. About a week ago, I made a video where I made Plants vs Zombies in Minecraft. And while a lot of people seem to enjoy that video, this video is more for the nerds. So in today's video, I'm just gonna walk you through a little bit of the technical details and more nerdy stuff that I did when making the Plants vs Zombies map. Do keep in mind that if you haven't played the map yet and you actually want this to be a challenge, this video will make it a little bit easier and it will make it a little bit boring. But I think I'm gonna start off with the items, because that is actually one of the most important things. So these are the 4 items. Now these are designed with a program called Blockbench. And for you guys who don't say, oh wait, that's some hints for future videos, I just realized. That's gonna be interesting. But yeah, for some reason the entire pack is just gone from here, but yeah. For example, the item texture for my emerald boots, which I did in a scrapped video, you can see you can kind of design however you want the sprite to look. And so in that way I made these 16 by 16 icons. I could have made them bigger, but that would also take away a little bit of the Minecraft feel, so that's why I went with this. Now we're gonna get into the commands as quick as possible, because based on my other videos I know that's probably why you're here. But yeah, these are essentially the computers, as I like to call them, because they look insane. And yeah, it's basically one for every single item. So these are detectors, or technically fork detectors. So if I enable commands, you can see that if I throw out the frozen pea shooter, for example, you will see that this detector over here has detected that I've thrown down the item. And so basically you can just see it tests for an entity with the name frozen pea shooter, which is the name of this item. This gave me some serious problems. It was super annoying because turns out naming your mob also frozen pea shooter is an absolute nightmare. And it's also at this point that I want to remind you that, of course, if you haven't watched the video where I made it, which is the highly edited, very funny, scripted version of the video, check that one out if you haven't seen it. It's a great video and it's getting surprisingly little views. But yeah, basically you can see we just have one for each item, so if I throw them all out, you can see it detects there's some potato mine, there is some pea shooter, and there is some sunflower. Now additionally, what it tests for is the row. Now of course there are 5 rows on the map, so I have an item called first row, second row, third row, fourth row, and fifth row. And these items look really awesome as a whole, but you can see if I throw out, for example, the first row, you can see that this command is gonna detect it, that command, all these are gonna detect it, and then whenever you throw out the matching one, you can see the other one is gonna light up. Now the final category that's required is that we have a sun of at least 175 in this case. So if I go ahead and do scoreboard players add suns 200, you will see it will take away the pea shooter and it is going to spawn out a little pea shooter, which, by the way, looks amazing. Now I've seen some other YouTubers make a similar thing and it is a little bit painful to see because, well, these have snow underneath. This is the case in a lot of scenarios. My games just don't look visually as good. They work very fine, but I'm trying to work with as much vanilla as possible. Okay, no, that's a lie, but I'm trying to work with a lot of simple things, mostly command blocks obviously, and so I'm not really good at animations, I'm not really good at behaviors and that sort of thing. Now this monstrosity right here is probably the most annoying thing, because this thing doesn't even work. These basically are the things that make the lawnmowers go. Now the problem with these is that I couldn't figure out the way to get the husks to be detected properly and then also die. Which is just super frustrating. If I put this to always active, you will see that there is a little bit of a glitch. You can see if we place out a lawnmower and this guy walks towards him, you will see that the lawnmower will actually very cleanly move, and it will kill the zombie in front, but it doesn't kill the zombies in the back. If you guys want to, I could probably enable this. It's not like it takes a lot. So yeah, let me know if you guys want that. Now I think the next thing that I should probably talk about, now that I'm anyway talking about husks as a whole, is the actual zombie summoner. Now this is the most vanilla thing ever. You can see it's just basically 2 spawners spawning zombies. So you can see, there we go, a few of them get spawned. They get moved down using these water streams, and you can see they just keep coming in random orders. Now, as I said, if you haven't played the map, click off right now, because this is where I expose the difficulty. So for the difficulty, I basically checked for if the player has at least 1000 suns. So whenever you have more than 1000 suns, that probably means you haven't placed out anything in a while, and so it's gonna summon a random husk every few seconds, just to increase the difficulty a little bit. And similarly, if you have over 5000 suns somehow, it's gonna spawn 5 more every 10 seconds. So just a pretty simple difficulty and zombie system. It's really not that advanced, which, you know, in a way is kind of lame, but also it's kind of sweet with just these simple yet functional machines that are basically vanilla 100%. The mod is a 1.21 mod, which means you can be on the latest version and still be fine. Additionally, the second question is from the same guy, and it's also a mega tutorial on how to open it. Now this is pretty simple, and it goes for pretty much every single one of my games. So if you go over to my Discord here, and then we head over to my maps, you will see the download is right here. Now the way to download it is basically this. Continue to download, as I said in the video, hope it's not a virus. And then once you've got it, this might be different on your phone, but if you have got it downloaded, you can see you will get it in your files, and you can see you can actually extract all the files into a separate folder, open that new folder, open the folder inside, and basically opening these with Minecraft Bedrock Edition will basically download the 2 packs and download the world. It's one of the main reasons I choose to post stuff on Bedrock Edition, because it is so simple to just straight up zip it up, double click them, and then you've got it. Now the way I've done the starting system, okay, of course it's gonna be, yeah, this camera actually is something I could probably talk about. So the way I've done the cameras is basically I've got the experimental cameras on, which was introduced a while back, and they are absolutely incredible because you can change your perspective, something like this, and then when you start the game, of course you're gonna be sent over to here. There's the rest of the items. Now of course by default you're in survival, so whenever you get close to the villagers, you'll die. And yes, you can see since I haven't died, it's gonna constantly give me new items because of this block right here, so it basically tests if you happen to have the item in your inventory, and if you don't, it's gonna give you a new one. This is basically so whenever you throw it, you can see it's gonna give you a new one very shortly. These commands are actually taking a while to load. That's a little strange. Break this one. This thing's gonna run. It didn't run because I didn't die, but now we are able to clear our items, and we are good. Now I'm soon gonna end the video because I pretty much showed everything important. The last few things I'm gonna show is basically how I made the sunflowers work, and how I got the frozen pea shooters to work. So for the frozen pea shooters, essentially whenever you grab something like 5th row and the frozen pea shooter, you can see it's gonna place out also additional ice. So basically whenever a frozen pea shooter is standing on the gold block, 3 blocks underneath, it's gonna spawn a row of ice, and essentially whenever the husks are both above ice and are being hit by snowballs, it's essentially gonna give them slowness for a few seconds, essentially making them a little bit stunned. And as for the sunflower, it's basically just whenever it is placed at a certain block, it is going to give you a few suns, which means the maximum amount you can actually get is 25 per row, which, you know, I could change if I wanted to. I could just do one that counts how many there are and then gives you the equivalent amount of suns, but I chose to do it this way, so deal with it. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. I know this is not a video that everyone is gonna watch. I just thought I would make it because I know there are a few people that might be a little interested in the nerdy details behind the way I made essentially Plants vs Zombies in Minecraft. But yeah, I've actually made a few other games in Minecraft, so if you guys want to see more of these sort of in-depth videos on how I made it, let me know in the comments below and I'll happily make some more. It's not like these videos take a while to make, but they also could teach you a thing or two, which is of course a very nice bonus. But yeah, if you're new here, you can check out the scripted, very high-paced editing version right here. Of course, like the video, subscribe, all that junk. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.